Hello everybody and welcome to the Jumputi Heroes 2.5 year anniversary countdown news video. We did the little prediction video, I guess that was a couple of days ago now, and some interesting things came from that. For one, you know, obviously you may have seen I was a little bit sketchy on the dates. And I still kind of am, even with the information we have already. But I feel like I got a couple of things right, maybe a lot of things wrong. But this is looking interesting. Before I scroll down, this is looking interesting. Now, the link to this news post is going to be in the description. So anything you might miss in this video, anything you want to go and double check the details, it's in the description. You can click it. All the information is there. And can I just say, if you're clicking on this video as somebody who either hasn't played the game in a while, or has never played the game, or maybe you dropped the game, I don't know. If you're looking to get back into this game, you're looking to play this game, this is going to be the best time. You're going to get an extra 1,000 rubies for login. You're going to get some rubies from the countdown bonus for the countdown event. Yeah, that's right. The login bonus for the countdown event. And the login bonus for the actual event when it drops. Plus, we're getting rubies from a campaign thing. Like, there's so many goodies. There's so many events returning, and some of them these are events that are like don't come back that often. So I'm gonna go through quickly. This is quite a long news post. This took me a very long time to compile. So you know, hope you guys appreciate because we're gonna go through. So. 2.5 years of operation. A whole quarter of a decade this game has been running now. We've been there since day one. OCHD been there since day one. We were translating the news for this game before it even officially launched. So, hey, how's it going, guys? And we're going to be getting a huge event. The countdown event runs from the 24th to the 28th. And then the event runs from the 28th to question mark? It seems like it's running till the 15th. However, there are some other stuff that seems to run to the 21st. So there's a bit of confusion there. Logically, it should be the 15th because then we'll just move into whatever the next event is. Maybe it's Halloween. I don't know. Maybe it's something else. My theory was that maybe if we are getting a Halloween event this year, that the event that comes after this will be like a smaller one. And that'll lead into Halloween, and it'll be kind of overlapping events for the first time in a while. I don't know. But logically, this is probably ending on the 15th, which means we're getting, like, technically 3 weeks of event, but it's more like 2 weeks. I don't know. The most important thing to take away from this is this is probably going to be a sizable event. It's an ensemble event. We already have tons of goodies being given out. Tons of events returning. Plus, the Kochikame event got cut down to 7 characters. So with that in mind, this event should have at least a few more characters than your average ensemble event. Don't get too excited and think it's going to be the next big thing, because that's what I did, and I'm not fully convinced of it. But some good stuff to come. So first things first, our new limited character, which is Tezuka Kunimitsu from Prince of Tennis. How the fuck did I guess that Prince of Tennis would somehow be involved in this? I have absolutely no idea. This raises some questions, obviously. How is this related to the theme? I have no idea. How does this relate to the Dr. Stone stuff? I have no idea. And also, is this potentially a sign of other things we'll get in the event? Because you may remember we were promised more content from Prince of Tennis, Assassination Classroom, and Sakigake Otokojuku. And so far from those 3, we got like a few little scraps, morsels of events. And I think all the Assassination Classroom stuff was seasonal. Some of the... none of the Otokojuku stuff was seasonal, I don't think, but it was kind of a weird banner thing. And then Prince of Tennis, I think all the stuff was sort of seasonal. So we're getting an actual proper limited Tezuka. My theory is if he's gonna have like he's kind of known for 2 things off the top of my head, or maybe 3 things. 3 things because I think he does reach pinnacle of perfection, or one of the forms. Like there's different forms. Don't ask me too much because it gets really complicated. Prince of Tennis starts off as a manga about tennis, and at the end they kind of have superpowers, but also not really, because it's kind of like Kimetsu no Yaiba, where they're like, oh, they've got superpowers, but it's like it's just a visualization of the techniques they're using. They're not actually generating auras or whatever. So I don't. When people say stuff like that, I'm just like, oh, whatever. It's just it is what it is. It is what it is. But he's known for probably like 2 things mainly, and that is the Zero-Shiki drop shot, which is the drop shot where he he hits it in such a way that when it drops over the net, instead of bouncing like a normal drop shot would, it hits the ground, does not bounce, and just rolls backwards towards the net, making it literally impossible to return if you do not hit it on the volley. So that's cool. And the other thing he's probably known for is Tezuka Zone, which is a special technique where he hits the ball in just such a way that when he's putting topspin on it, when he's putting backspin on it, when he's just hitting just enough curve just right so that every time you return it, no matter how you hit it, the ball's just going to curve and come straight back to him, and he doesn't have to move from the spot. Now, these may sound like superpowers, but they're not, I don't think. I don't know. Anyway, tennis! I'm looking forward to this. Tezuka is a character I've wanted for quite a while. You may remember he was on my bingo way back at the start of the year. So I'm excited to see him added. I'm going to pull for him. But we'll see what the rest of the event looks like. It's good. He's a good candidate for a limited. I know some people might argue, and there's a lot of arguments to be had here. Like, Tezuka is the 2nd sports limited, and the 1st is Ryoma. So both the sports limiteds in the game are from Prince of Tennis. Prince of Tennis only has like a handful of units, and 2 of them are limited, and 2 of them are a Tobei, 2 of them are Ryoma. There's a lot of things. And I mean, feel free, join the Discord, join in on these discussions, link in the description, because I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm excited though. I'm excited to see Tezuka, and I'm interested to see what else is coming in terms of a limited, because this is a pretty big character, and Prince of Tennis is a pretty big series, but this is not necessarily the kind of hallmark, like, god tier popularity limited that we'd come to expect from these sort of events. You know, the kind of fucking Dio. You know, Dio is kind of where I'm sitting the bar. Tezuka doesn't quite reach the Dio, I don't think. Maybe with certain groups of people, but in general, I don't think he quite has the popularity of like a Dio, of like a who else has been one of these limiteds? Like we had the Goku Vegeta, we had the Naruto Sasuke, Kibutsuji Muzan, you know. Like, doesn't quite reach that level of popularity, but he's up there. It's kind of like, if we look back to the 476 festival, he's probably, I would say he's probably about on par with Hiko Seijiro in terms of people know him, popularity within the series, etc, etc. But remember, they paired Hiko with Mihawk. So, I'm just saying, expect a big series, expect a big character, possibly. Possibly. Wow, I waffled on just about Tezuka for so long there. But yes, he will be unlimited. And Dr. Stone. So we have a Twitter campaign, which as of me recording this, is broken. They completely fucked it up. They were sorting out compensation. I don't think it's a lot. It's probably like 40 rubies or something like that. There's going to be some kind of compensation though. But we're supposed to be getting 500 rubies from this campaign. And literally all you have to do, the notes are on the page here. You can just follow them, click on the website and follow them. There are 4 characters, and you have 4 hints here for who those characters can be. It doesn't matter which one you choose, and it doesn't matter what you do after that. You just have to follow this guide here, and when you choose an option, it lets you lets you tweet out your option. Then you get tagged in a tweet from the official Jumputi account. Click on the link in that tweet. It'll open up a page in your web browser. Click the run game button at the bottom to launch Jumputi. And then once you've done that, you will receive 500 rubies in your gift box. Now, unfortunately, devs broke it. So there's supposed to be a tweet there, but the devs broke it. So I can't put the tweet there yet. But once they have fixed it, the tweet will be there. And in the meantime, if you did want to get the 500 rubies, there may or may not be a link in the description that might be able to help you. I don't know. We'll see. I'll see if I can put it there. We'll see. But basically, we're supposed to get 500 rubies for free for this. So if you do want to do it the proper way, keep an eye on this page. Once they've reposted the tweet, I will link it there. And remember, do this all on the device you play the game on. That is the easiest, like that is the least amount of messing about way to do it. Anyway, let's actually see who the characters are. We have Kohaku. We have Asagiri Gen. We have Kinro. And we have Chrome. Now, I would say all of these sprites look pretty good. My only issue is Kinro's hair looks a little bit weird. Technically not wrong, especially based on his anime appearance. And it's not wrong based on his manga either, but it's just his hair has so little texture, it's a little bit bizarre. That's the only thing. It looks a little bit weird to me. Other than that, these sprites are fucking so good, bro. They are so good. I am so happy with how they've come out. I guess Chrome again. What are the chances? What are the chances of that? Never do I guess. I guess 2 characters and I guess 2 of the series involved. It's a pretty good day. It's a pretty good day. That's about as good as it gets for me. I'm going to be honest with you. That's about as good as it gets. Yeah, the sprites look sick. I don't necessarily know how these characters play a role in this event. I'm assuming that we are going to also get Tsukasa at least. So that's at least 5 characters from Dr. Stone. Now, my instant instinct tells me that this is going to be like a mini Dr. Stone event within an ensemble event. However, while that could or could not be the case, that doesn't necessarily mean that all these characters need to fulfill a certain role. Like I said, my initial instinct was that all 4 would be gacha, because all 4 are popular enough to be gacha. Kinro less so, but the other 3 certainly. I'm sort of expecting that one of these characters is going to be a tower character, because we are expecting a tower character for the 5th of October, and then maybe 2 gacha, and maybe 1 event. I don't know. But regardless, happy they're being added. Very nice sprites. And I look forward to seeing what comes with Dr. Stone in this event. Now we get to the the part that took me forever. It won't take me forever to do the video part on it, so don't worry about that. But actually making the post, this took me so long because I had to go through so many different old news posts to get the event names. By the way, people have asked me, what do you have planned for the database? Because I did say I had some stuff planned. Basically what I have planned right now is there are some features I want to add to the character pages. That's kind of on the back burner at the moment. One of them I did add, which was the stats, and thank you very much to Fallelujah and Shocking, because they have done bits to try and get those stats out onto the character pages. So thank you very much to them, because they've done it's so much data entry, like you have no idea how long it takes. So I'm so happy that they've done that. I'm very grateful. And beyond that, there are other plans for the character pages, but I'm not focused on those right now. I am trying to completely revamp the main page of the database. Not necessarily the layout. I mean, the layout could change, potentially, but the main focus is adding functionality. And one of the other things that I've kind of had planned for a while is adding an event database with functionality for where do I get certain characters, where do I get certain items, and linking everything together. That's going to take a long time. That is going to take a long time, but that is one of the goals we're working towards. So stay tuned for that someday. Someday. Now the campaign. This is this is quite nice. This is quite nice. 500 rubies login bonus. Very good. Very good. Make sure you log in every day. Get your rubies. We have 12 10-step tickets. 12 is an interesting number, but I think it's just 3 a day for 4 days. So you're guaranteed a 5-star from these. So that's already a good start. And we know there's going to be some kind of 2.5 anniversary 5-star ticket. We don't know how we're going to get it. We don't know how it's going to work, what characters are going to be available, but I assume it's going to be some kind of improved pool. I don't know. But clear missions to do that, you just got to clear stages. I'm assuming it's going to be clear 10 stages, get 3 of those. We have the Super Success and Strengthening campaign. So Super Successes and Strengthening, it just means that when you feed books to a character, or you feed anything to a character, the chances that you get improved character EXP goes up. This doesn't affect skill EXP, just character EXP. So it increases the chances of you being able to level up your character faster, which is great. Which is great, especially for beginners. This is great. We have the Special Evolution events returning. This is the first part that took a very long time. These events are, like, if you're new to the game, or you haven't played in a while, or maybe you've just come back recently, or I don't know. These are the events you absolutely need to pay attention to. All the dates and stuff, it's all available on the website. Like I said, link in the description, and I'm scrolling through it now though. This Piccolo event, it like never comes back. This event like never comes back. So make sure you do this. Make sure you evolve your Piccolo. This is the... I'll say what each character is and where you get them from, so that we're absolutely crystal clear. This event lets you evolve Piccolo, and this is the 4-star Piccolo from the gacha. So you can evolve that 4-star Piccolo to 6-star. Normally you can only evolve him to 5. You need this item to evolve him to 6. Same with Ochako, 4-star from the gacha, you can evolve her to 6. You need that item. Same with Kagura, a 4-star from the gacha, you need that item. Same with Kei Tsukishima, 4-star from the gacha. Same with Yozen, 4-star from the gacha. Krillin, 3-star from the gacha. And Shiner, 3-star from the gacha. So that's side A or block A. Make sure you do all of these, because like I know some people don't hold on to the gacha units, but within about a couple of weeks of playing, you will have at least 1 copy of all these characters. As long as you are actually pulling, you're doing your tickets, whatever, you will have at least 1 copy of all these characters. So do it. It is so worth it, because some of these events don't come back, and some of these characters, while their skills may not be outstanding, they're way better as a 6-star than they are as a 5-star or a 4-star. And realistically, when you start the game, you're not going to have a lot of good units. And these characters are free to get to level 99 once you get them 6-star. So that's more max luck characters, more max level characters. It's a huge bonus when you start the game. So I highly recommend you do it. I know it's going to be very difficult because you're going to need a lot of stamina to do all of these. These events are only available for like 6 days, something like that. So 6-7 days. I think all of the events are on, each block is on for a week each. And I assume we are going to be getting some bonus stamina during the event proper. So just try your best and see what you can do. I don't think any out of these in particular are like super special awesome. So just go with whichever one's your favourite. It's not going to make that much difference. But I think Ochako maybe... she's a bit less useful because of Shiryu does basically the same thing. But it can be good. Regardless, I would say just try your best to do all of them. If I was going to pick one that you should do, I would say Piccolo, because typically his event seems to be less common. I'm not really sure why. I feel like all of these events have come back, except maybe Yozen and Shiner, because they're quite new. I feel like all the other events have come back more recently than this Piccolo one, so do that. Then, we have Block B. Make sure to do Joey every day, because it's a 1-a-day event. It's not going to be like one you have a hard time farming. It's a 1-a-day event, and it's only on for 4 days. So make sure you do this, and get your Joey to 6-star rarity. Again, Joey is from the gacha, so make sure you do it. Now, this event is interesting because it actually includes a character. You can farm Kurita from this event, which you can't do with a lot of these other stages because they're from the gacha. But Hiruma is from the gacha. You can farm him. You can't farm him. You can farm Kurita, and you can evolve both of them with an item you farm from this event called the Daemon Devil Bat. So try your best to get Kurita done, because he's not just a character you won't be able to evolve outside of this event. He's also a character you won't be able to obtain outside of this event. So try your best to do that. We have Myojin Yahiko and Kamiya Kaoru. Both of these characters evolve with the same item from this event, same as these two up here. We have Charmy. She is another one of the ones that you farm from the event and you also evolve from the event, so make sure you do that. Kuwabara, standard 4-star gacha unit that you evolve. Kamiya Kaoru and Myojin Yahiko, 3-star gacha that evolve to 6-star. Kuwabara 4-star. Rukia 4-star, evolved to 5-star, 6-star. And then Gojo Yuma 4-star gacha evolves to 6-star. So these are mostly gacha except for Charmy and Kurita. So I would say focus on Charmy and Kurita out of these, because you can obtain the other characters and maybe, like, you know, obviously you won't be able to evolve them, but you can at least obtain them. But with Charmy and Kurita, you can only obtain them from these events. So bear that in mind. And Block C, Whole Horse, same thing, can only be obtained from this event and then evolved from this event. Sakura, 4-star gacha, can be evolved only from this event. Ayakitora is 4-star gacha. This Mikuma Osamu is a different one to the one in the gacha. Can be evolved. Both can be evolved to 6-star from this event. Make sure to get this Osamu to 6-star. As far as I can recall, he's actually quite good. So make sure you do that. Get him and get him to 6-star. Togashi Genji, 4-star from the gacha, evolved to 6-star. And Piyuhiko and Fumin are both from the gacha, 3-star and 4-star. Can both be evolved from this event. Soga King, only obtainable from this event, can be evolved to 6-star from this event. So bear this all in mind. I would say the ones to focus on, absolutely. Any of the ones that are daily. So I think Piccolo's daily, and I think Joey's daily. So make sure to do the daily ones, 100%. No excuses, because you just have to clear them once a day. It's not hard. And then beyond that, focus on the ones that drop a character that can only be obtained from that event. Now, I'm not saying the other ones aren't worth doing. I'm just saying, like, it's the only way to obtain those characters sometimes. So just bear that in mind. Just bear that in mind. Especially Osamu. I recall he's particularly good for one stage. I just can't remember what. So yeah. Now, these events are all returning Catastrophe class events. And these Catastrophe class event, if you're new to the game, is an Ultimate class event, which is one of the hardest events in the game. With an extra difficulty above that. You only clear that extra difficulty once, and you obtain either a costume or some other kind of exclusive item. It's normally a costume. And the costume is typically just an aura around the character. So, for example, Aokiji, his Ultimate class event is the stage you would farm in order to get copies of him. But if you beat the hardest stage once, you get an aura costume for him, which you can see it as kind of a blue glow around his character. That's what that is. That's his aura costume. So that's how you get it. And typically these events, you can tell the difference between an Ultimate and a Catastrophe if you look at where my cursor is. Can you see this banner going along here? Can you see this banner going along here? You see this banner going along here? If those are not there, it's an Ultimate class event. If this bit in the middle is not there, it's an Ultimate class event. And it has no costume stage. But if it has all this stuff on here, that means the top difficulty is a costume stage. You don't need to farm that stage, you just need to beat it once to get the costume. But you can still get the character to 99 luck just by beating the stage below that, which is the Ultimate class stage. So, can be a little bit confusing, but, you know, it is what it is. So, these are all the characters returning. Bear in mind the holding periods. Again, like I said, it's all on the website. And a lot of characters coming back. A lot of fan favourite characters coming back as well. I know some people are not going to have some of these, mainly because they're either not available all the time. For example, Dofi, he is available all the time. from the keys or from returning events, but his aura costume is not. So a lot of people are not going to have that. This is an opportunity to get it. Same with Shishio Makoto, his stage is available, but not necessarily his costume stage. His costume stage is a separate event. So with Dofi and Shishio, costume stage is a separate event. And there's a few cases where it's like that going through. Those ones don't really come back that often. These, say for example, Overhaul, this stage comes back all the time. And it is constantly available from the keys. So if you don't happen to get it done during this whole reprint festival or whatever, don't be too upset about that, because you can always do it again later. These stages come back far less frequently. So if you want to have a go at beating these stages, you can, but don't beat yourself up if you can't beat it, because these stages are quite hard. Even for players who have been playing for a while, unless you have, you know, some of the better limiteds or just some of the better units from the gacha, it's going to be quite difficult. So all you get from it is a costume for the character, like a little aura costume for the character. Sometimes it has a slight effect on their special abilities, not in terms of what the skills actually do in terms of damage and whatever, but just in their appearance. It's purely aesthetic. So bear that in mind. And as for which of these characters to go for, Xeno's a pretty good option in the first batch. I mean, there's lots of good options. If you have any questions about which characters you should be farming, those are the kind of questions you should be asking in the Discord, link in the description, because there are so many characters at this point, and so many available at any one point. Saga's a very good option. If you haven't got Saga, get yourself version 2 Saga. Very good character. There's so many options, and it all depends on your preferences. Like, ideally you'd beat all of them, but if not, maybe there's a stage in particular you want the character from that you can't beat. Which character is going to help you do that? That's what it comes down to a lot of the time. So bear that in mind. But there's a lot of fan favorite characters here, and there's a lot of very good characters here. These questions, once again, best asked in the Discord, link in the description. And there's just tons of characters. There's so many reprints for this. So many reprints. There's only like, I think 2 or 3 catastrophes not being reprinted for this. So it's pretty huge. Sadly, one of the ones people will be disappointed to hear is not returning is Light Yagami version 2. And I'm trying to think of somebody else that aren't coming back. Neferpito is not coming back. I don't think version 1 Sensui is coming back. Version 2 is. But yeah, there's a few characters not coming back, but there's a few that I didn't actually expect to come back. Like 6, he's coming back. Gentle Criminal's coming back. I assume, see, here's the thing. So with these 2 characters in particular, like I said, there are stages where the character is not available from the farmable stage. These 2 in particular are farmed on a completely different event that doesn't come back that often, I don't think. So I don't know what they're going to do with that. I don't know how they're going to do it, because especially with Gentle Criminal, because his event was weird before. You needed a special item to unlock it. So that's kind of cool. Also, some of the characters you should watch out for. I'm pretty sure Kilvern doesn't come back that often. I would say don't worry too much about the stages. If you're not like at that level where you can beat these stages, like, you're not going to farm Suffer on this event. So if you can't beat the stage, just forget about it. It'll come back eventually. And just focus on trying to beat some of the stages that are either the Evolver stages above that are time limited, or in this case, I think they might be bringing back Gentle, and I think he is time limited. So try and get copies of Gentle as well. And yeah, just loads of characters, loads of fan favorite characters. So I'm kind of excited for people that haven't like been playing for that long, because they're going to get an opportunity to get a lot of characters, and they are very good, a lot of them. So the other things that they're doing, mainly for beginners, because again, stuff like this to veteran players is not going to mean that much, but for a beginner, this is huge. So Super Strengthening Island is the part of the screen that you need to open with keys when you're going to farm books or farm jump souls, which are the Evolver items. Because this typically requires keys, beginner players typically don't have that many, so they're kind of restricted in how much they can do here. But supposedly, this is going to be open 100% 100% of the time. Now, I think recently they changed it so that when you beat the tutorial, that is open for a certain period of time, 100% boosted drop rate anyway. But now they're going to be doing it for the anniversary as well. So from the 24th until the 14th, all of those are going to be open. All of those are going to be double drop. Those are the best stages to farm. The ones that you normally have to do with keys. It's the last tab on the far right when you go to the books and the jump souls and the whatever, the awakening, the evolution, whatever items. The tab on the right. And that's going to be pretty huge for people trying to evolve everyone in their box. Obviously, once you hit a certain point, you don't worry about that stuff. But if you go, like, recently I went back and started playing Stardust Shooters again. And you don't necessarily have the same value for what these campaigns do as like a veteran, as a beginner, depending on where you are in the game. Right now, to me as a veteran player, this means nothing, but to a beginner, this is huge. This is going to help you quite a lot. We also have double drop. Now, this one is sometimes overlooked by people that haven't been playing the game for very long. Hero Island story mode, that's where you get all the Legend Summon books. You need to be farming those Legend Summon books, especially when you start off. Make sure you max out Athena. If you can't max anyone else, like you want to farm other stuff in story and like the event islands or whatever, fair enough. At least max out Athena during this, because it'll be much easier than if you're doing it normally. So get it done. Get it done. And finally, well, I think there's some sales as well, but finally, for the important stuff, we have the limited gacha countdown event thing. 4 limited gacha coming along with 4 characters each returning on the banner. The way these banners work is on the 7th multi, you are guaranteed one of these characters. You'll get one at random. And as a beginner, if you're wondering which is the best to pull on, I would probably say red is the best to summon on. Green and yellow are pretty good. Blue's pretty... I mean, they're all pretty good because they've got really good limited characters. I would say blue's a little bit restrictive compared to red. Because I would say red has some pretty nice characters in it. Hiei is awesome. Itachi's pretty good. Like, the other thing red's got going for it is like the oldest character there, I think, is Might Guy. And Might Guy's not that old. Whereas compare that to blue, they've got Majin Vegeta, who's still good, but he is much older. Same with green, Mizoku Yusuke. To be honest, Mizoku Yusuke is not that good anymore. He's not bad, it's just like he's out damaged by so many limiteds now. It's a bit of a shame. But you still got some... no matter what banner you pull on, it's going to be pretty good. The only warning I put out to anybody is if you already have one of these characters, don't go in on the banner. Like, say you already have Yugi, don't go in on the red banner, because if you get to the 7th molt and you pull Yugi, you have wasted so many rubies for a dupe of Yugi. It is so not worth it. 7 multis is a good price for a limited, but only if you're getting a guaranteed new limited. So only do it if you've got, like, say for example, none of the yellow characters. You could go in on the yellow one. Even if you get Deku, who is not the best out of these 4 by a long shot, he's still good in PvP to an extent. You can still make good use of him as a character. He's at least a character you didn't have before. But if you pull a dupe, that is going to sour your experience. So I highly recommend you do not do that. And yeah, just have fun. Just have fun, guys. Have fun. Go in on one of these banners you don't have the characters on. For example, for me, I can pull on none of these. I have Yugi from the red banner. I have Deku from the yellow banner. I have Muzan and Crollo from the blue banner. And, I've got Odin, Ichigo, and Yusuke from the green banner. So, definitely not pulling on green. But I'm not going to pull on any of them. If I were to pull, assuming I didn't have any dupes, I'd probably pull on yellow because I kind of want Bardock. But I'd say probably red is the best for just for the characters and what they do, not for like preference. Just for what they do, I think red is the best banner. And in the sales are, we've had these sales a bunch of times before. They're okay. It's cheaper than buying them normally. That's all there is to be said. And that's about it. We're going to have more news later. I don't know when the next video is going to be. Well, I am going to do a unit review. Hopefully I'll get that up tomorrow. Because I've kind of been delaying that. But I'm going to do a quick review of the units tomorrow. I'm going to talk more about this event and what's going on as I find it out. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but the best place to look, check us out on Twitter, link in the description. Join the Discord, link in the description. And yeah, that's going to do it for this video. I made this probably longer than it needed to be, but I just wanted to quickly touch on a few things that I might normally overlook. And just don't forget, the link is there. It's in the description. You can just go. I've said that so many times in this video, but you can just go there and take a look for yourself. And if you have any questions, just ask in the Discord. Best place to ask because it's the best place where people are accessible to help you. And yeah, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all when we know more.